Well, hello everyone and welcome. All right, so let's talk about the cosmic alignments of the week and the full moon in Virgo that takes place at 9:15 a.m. Central Europe time, the 27th of February. And that for sure we are all feeling at this time. All right, so let's put ourselves in context and remember from my past videos how last week we had a big tension between Saturn in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus, which is like literally the cosmic signature of 2021, because it's going to happen twice more throughout the year. And this tension that that we're pretty much gonna be feeling all year round is about the fight between the old and the new, our desire and need for change and innovation, and the other side, our need for comfort and to stay the same, to stay safe. So let's just take a few minutes to really see what has been going on for around a month now, more or less, in our lives, to see in which areas of our lives we're going to be experiencing this tension between the old, the new, staying the same, and the big change. Where have you been experiencing this? Because it's something that it's going to be happening like pretty much the whole year, so that we can find that evolution that we all need. We also need to bear in mind that 2021 is the year for upgrades and resolutions of literally everything we've been dragging for the past years. And that's why everything that we have pending and that we have been postponing needs to be, and it's going to be resolved. And it can be any areas of our lives, literally, like housing, legal documents, nationalities, financial documents, job placements. And they're all going to be like knocking at our doors pretty soon so that we can really find a solution and we can start something different, something new starting from now. So apart from still feeling the Saturn Uranus tension, it's a pretty good week because it brings a very constructing and a very purging, cleansing energy. So we've been dealing with a lot lately, this past month and a half, but we have now the opportunity to use all that sensibility, that sensitivity that we've been repressing for a while now to reconnect and empower ourselves, and so that we can channel all those strong emotional waves as fuel to build our projects and water our seeds. Because Venus, the planet of love, the planet of desire, the planet of pleasure and relationships, has been having some tensions lately. And for a couple of months now, it's been in two very cold and mental signs, no offense, which are Capricorn and Aquarius. And it's been like, I really can't feel anything. I have no pleasures. I have no emotions, no desires whatsoever. Everything's in my mind. Because it's been making us feel a little bit less loved, maybe a little bit less connected to that sensitivity, and feeling like kind of like frozen inside. But last week, the sun entered the constellation of Pisces, and this week, Venus does too. And Venus in Pisces is a wonderful, beautiful position because it makes us feel all of our emotions, and it allows us to have more sensitive connections and really to tap into our sensitivity, creativity, intuition, fantasy. But it's also a transit that makes us fantasize a lot. And by fantasize, I mean idealizing people, idealizing situations, making us see everything through pink glasses, pretty much. So it can also be a little dangerous since it's not showing us the full truth. But let's enjoy the fantasy while it lasts because it's a very beautiful transit. And let's learn to use that fountain of emotions we're going to be feeling to our advantage and tap into that sensibility and to use it with consciousness, to take advantage of its power, of how powerful it feels to feel. So, all right, more things. This week, we also have an amazing aspect that takes place on the 24th of February, but that we're going to be feeling for one more week. So we're going to be able to take advantage for a week now. So this marvelous aspect is between Mars in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn. So Mars and Pluto have been in tension practically all of 2020. And now, for the first time in a while, they connect in a super harmonic and very beneficial way for us, because they both connect in earth signs. And it tells us about how something we have been fighting for a long time, something that has been really hard for us, it can finally happen. It's as if all of a sudden we have a green light and a great impulse to launch projects instead of a wall that we've been having for the past 6 months. And we can now move forward with great strength, great power, feeling empowered in everything that we're doing right now. And of course, it also talks about economy. So this week is a pretty good week to rethink investments or make a financial plan or like a long-term strategy. For example, I am going to take advantage of this transit this week to launch my first initiation to astrology course that will be posted this week. So take advantage of this wonderful transit to see how those issues, problems, those walls that we have been having, they can be like burned down pretty much. And now we have that green light to manifest whatever we want so that we can reconnect to our strength, our power, and our confidence in ourselves. So everything we've been talking about so far is already part of the energy of this full moon in Virgo. Because also, to understand what we're going to be feeling, we have to travel 6 months back to the 17th of September of 2020 to the new moon in Virgo. And what was going on in our lives at that time? What were we trying to manifest back then? Because whatever it is that we were doing, it was going to give us the basis, the routine, the stability that we're going to be needing for this 2021. So let's just remember what we were doing at that time, because it's important. It's going to bring that manifestation this week or the next week. So this full moon gives us literally the basis, the organization, the foundations on which we are going to be building this year, that stability that we're going to be needing. So that stability is what we collect in this full moon, that security in our routine, because now it's when we can begin to make more conscious and more necessary changes little by little. Because this full moon occurs with the sun and the moon both in harmony to Uranus. So we know that what we're going to see are changes in Virgo issues, which are routines, habits of our day-to-day basis, our way of living, our way of eating, our eating habits, our health, our hygiene, as well as our way of working, way of organizing ourselves, our organization patterns. And Virgo is also the energy of service, the energy of wisdom and consciousness of Earth. So both sun and moon, by being connected to Uranus, we already know that the issues we're going to be facing right now has to do with Earth, climate change, animals, food supplies, crops, and issues that we're going to see, that issues that are going to come to light. So we're going to see really new ways of supplying ourselves, because there's going to be like a great boom, even a greater boom of everything organic, vegan, conscious foods, and foods coming with a lot of changes in everything pretty much. And we're also going to see new ways of managing services, just such as restaurants, shops, inventing different ways and really changes to survive as a business. That's pretty much what we're going to be seeing. And this full moon is like really practical energy, because that is the energy of Virgo. So it shows us how we need to start living our daily lives from now on, and the necessary changes that we need to apply to our routine. But as a good full moon, it can show us like the shady side of the sign where the moon is located. And in this case, in this case, the shadow of Virgo would it's gonna come to light, which could be like obsessive control, perfection, criticism, self-demand. And having the sun and Venus in Pisces at the time of this full moon, it tells us that what we're going to need to control the most is going to be our emotions, because we're going to be so sensitive that it's going to be almost annoying to be practical. And it's like, it's not going to let us focus on what we have to do, it's not going to let us work. And we're going to tend to want to control and repress everything that we're feeling. So let's just pay a little attention to that and add to our routine a few minutes a day, so that we can feel and connect to our body, to our sensitivity, and to earth. And another thing I want to add up is that since this full moon is connected to Uranus, the planet of technology, we can see the need to like start genetically modifying the foods, or start controlling the crops with technology, because there might be like some cropping issues, some droughts that humans are going to like try to control with technology. So food gene editing is going to be a big new trend, as well as probably new health measures or animal health problems that will make humans consider quitting meat and finding other alternatives. We're probably going to be seeing some of that with this full moon. And one last thing I want to add about this full moon in Virgo is that the Virgo Pisces axis is the axis of humanity. And as now we're in this super important moment in history, in which we are sowing a new reality, a new humanity, and a brand new world. And everything we do now is key. So let's connect to our unconditional love and our intuition, which is Pisces, to create a more conscious community of day-to-day service, which is Virgo. And remember to really take into account all beings around us, all souls who assist us day by day, whether we can see them or not, because we are already starting to realize that we are all one conscious being. I really hope you enjoy this beautiful full moon in Virgo, and see you very soon. Bye.